3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? This is Brew Shakur, a.k.a. Vice.
What's up, everybody? It's Art.
And this is Brian.
And welcome to the Brewing Podcast, where we're creating community connections through casual conversations. Episode 39.
God.
What's 39? There's no...
Our age.
Is that... Except for Art.
Not me. No. We passed mine.
I know.
Episode 39 is our age, according to Brian.
It's y'all's year.
Yeah.
Please do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This does help us out. Road to 500. All right.
Cheers. Y'all.
Cheers. What do you guys have?
Cheers.
Still working on those Centauri.
Working on them strong zeros.
Got a guava sparkling water.
And after our pre-conversation, I might need 2 of these babies. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
My bad. Cheers.
It's all good.
I even put mine down.
I know.
I think I'm going to rotate between my coffee and this.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a free country.
Free
You got a
country.
sensitive stomach?
Huh?
You got a sensitive stomach? Because it's like coffee and then
There's
carbonated
milk.
drink.
Well, I'm lactose, so yeah. But I
Yeah.
still want my coffee, you know.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be drinking a bunch of random stuff, and then people are like, "Oh, you could drink all that? Like, it doesn't mess up your stomach?"
Oh, really?
Because I'll have like
What do you drink?
I'll
That's
have
so weird.
coffee, like a smoothie. I'll have a
Damn. All in the morning?
you know, I'm like, didn't you just drink that? And I was like, oh.
Do you drink the large coffees? Like if you go to a coffee place?
No, usually just like
Just
grande,
regular.
like
Okay.
Like medium or small or what?
medium.
Oh, medium.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
Unless it's gonna be a long day, then
Well, I think because with a
splurge
smoothie,
for the venti.
it's kind of
Very
like it's like liquidy, and so you mix that with coffee. That's how it's gonna come out. No.
I mean, yeah, but that's a later problem. Yeah,
That's a problem?
That's a private problem.
It's a problem for future art.
All right, testimonials. These come from our community members, taken from either comments, conversations, and or direct messages, aka DMs.
All right, today's testimonial comes from Rox Aim, at Rox_Aim. 1 year already? Oh my gosh. It feels like we were just talking about the concept idea of whether to do it, the podcast, several weeks ago. Congratulations, and here's to many more. Party hard and party face emoji. A lot of punctuation there, so it was like...
Yeah. Yeah, and you pull it off. You did it very well. Yeah. 1 year old in, it's almost coming up on 2.
Yeah, it's almost coming up on 2.
Dang,
2 this
that's
May.
wild.
Yeah.
I've never stuck out anything this long before.
What?
No, I'm just like...
Wow. Damn, dude.
Just kidding.
All right, check-ins and recognitions. What's everyone been up to? Shout-outs, upcoming events, projects, etc.
What's it called? Check.
Shit, what do you mean? We're on random fun already.
Yeah.
Oh, check-ins. I went to Korea last week. It was my mom's
North or
birthday. I went to North.
Nice.
Actually, it was pretty wild.
Okay.
I went to South Korea.
I mean, you could go there.
I don't know if I could leave, right?
Yeah.
Once you're there? No. Anyways, South Korea, I went to Seoul. Specifically, it's my mom's birthday week.
Nice.
Weekend.
Happy birthday, Auntie.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Auntie.
Yeah, so sister and I usually like to take a trip. It was a good time. First time in Korea.
Oh.
I thought you went there
Yeah,
before.
I thought you went there before.
I've been to Japan a few times, but
Oh,
I
okay.
never got a chance to go to Korea.
For some reason, I thought because you went to Japan, like, because it's usually just
It's
like
like right
a
there.
skip. It's like right there.
Yeah. Yeah, never made it. There was like
Okay.
always like talks like, "Oh, we're here. Why don't we just go?" But then it
Oh,
worked out.
okay.
But
Yeah.
I think that's what I might have confused it with.
but yeah, it was really cool. It was unfortunate because I think the last time we met, I think I was having like an ankle problem.
Okay.
So it was continuing. So I kind of started off the
In
trip.
Korea?
Yeah,
Dang.
I was like walking through airports with like limping.
You had a problem with your
Swollen
ankle
ankles.
before, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
I have like I don't know, weak ankles. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just age, joints, a lot of things, health things that I think relate to
You
my
drink
joints.
milk?
I do.
or like
Yeah.
growing up?
Did you not?
Yeah.
Okay, I was
Growing up.
did
No,
you-
no, no.
I was like, did you just remember what he said earlier with the coffee
The smoothie and coffee. Yeah.
He's got his dairy in, man.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a side thing because of
Okay.
like my psoriasis.
Oh,
I get
got
used
it.
to like psoriatic arthritis and stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I was kind of like trying to like wean off of my medication, but then I think it was a bad idea. So like
Oh.
I'm like back on it.
Okay.
You weren't off it for like too long, then, right?
No.
Okay.
I was just like maybe not.
Like,
was
I don't need
slow
it
down.
anymore.
Yeah, because I was like like skin's pretty good right now, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, maybe. But then I realized, like, wait a minute, stress, like, work is kind of stressful. And then I was like,
That's another thing. Yeah, stress
Yeah.
does things to the body.
But anyways, yeah, really cool spot. It's interesting because I know like like words like in Korean, right? But I haven't really heard. Yeah, I haven't like heard it because I don't watch a lot of like Korean drama or anything like
Yeah,
that.
K
So,
drama is.
so I was like, it was very completely foreign.
I mean, it is a foreign country.
Yeah. Makes sense. Wait, how long is the flight? Sorry to cut you.
Oh no, the flight was like 10 hours. It was. I was.
Wow.
We were a little bummed because we didn't get to. It was pretty full. So-
Okay.
Full flight.
Yeah, so couldn't get that upgrade.
Yeah.
But it was all right. I had the aisle, which was fine because I was like stretching out my foot.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
feed you on the flight?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah,
Korean
yeah.
meals and stuff?
No, well, I flew United though, so it was still
Oh,
kind of like
United, yeah.
American food.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they feed you like 3 times. So you get like when you first, get up to altitude,
Yeah.
and then they have like a little snack,
Mhm.
and then they feed you right before you land.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
for how much you're paying,
Well, um,
That's for the video
Yeah, for
watchers
the
only.
yeah, I think the first thing we do is we check in. The hotel is actually really nice. It was a Moxie hotel by Marriott. Super trendy. Like to check in, you got to go all the way up to the very very top, and
What?
then there's like a rooftop
What?
bar.
You have to check in
at
the top.
So like you go in and you take the elevator. Yeah, you go to the very top.
What's
So
the
wait,
bottom then?
wait, yeah. So when you come in, is there no like welcome
Lobby?
lobby or like a receptionist?
No, it's like a game room. Actually, there was a game room on the first floor, but you can't get in unless you have a key.
Oh,
But-
but then how do you get a key if you can't check in?
Oh, was it like
Oh,
a,
like
like a
you-
door that just opens straight into the elevator?
Yeah, like you go in. You can enter the hotel.
Yeah.
But then
Okay.
it goes straight. It's like it's immediately a elevator area.
Oh, that's
Like
Oh. There's no lobby.
there's no lobby.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the
Dang.
lobby was a game room. I was like, what?
Well, I mean, like there was a game room on the first floor,
Oh,
but it's like
yeah.
a separate area.
Got it. But when you first come in, it's just straight to elevators.
Straight to elevators.
Go to
yeah.
the top floor,
Go to the top.
rooftop, and then you
Yeah.
see your receptionist.
Yeah, there's a receptionist, but it's funny because the receptionist is like at the bar.
What the? wait, what?
Yeah, you do all your check-in like
Dude, I
at
gotta
the
see
bar.
pictures. Did you
Wait,
take
is-
pictures of this?
I took a picture of like the sign above the bar, but I think it says like check-in and then it says bar right next to it.
So is this on Earth 616 or?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
You think more hotels should do it like that?
Yeah, I mean,
Where are there people on the bottom then? Like on the outside? Like let's say you have a bunch of luggage. Is there anyone help you on the bottom then?
no.
Damn, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? I mean, I didn't notice it, and no one was there when we were there. But I
Yeah.
think there's like a podium.
Okay.
So I think sometimes there's staff there.
Okay.
Oh, sometimes. Yeah.
So that was actually kind of interesting.
Moxie.
Moxie.
All right.
Yeah, they have all this like artwork and stuff in the rooms, and that specific one it was like music themed. So there was like all this decorations of like records and like antique
Oh, like
music stuff,
Johnny
like
Cash
tape
and-
players and like
Oh,
vinyl and
That's cool.
VHS and
Yeah.
CDs even. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, vintage.
God, CDs are vintage.
Really impressed by the breakfast though.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. For breakfast.
So it's like it's like full on like Korean food. Like they have.
I think
like,
they just call it food there.
yeah, just food. But they have like soup, like this kimchi stew type stuff. They have like kimchi fried
Yeah.
rice. There's like
Bibimbap.
yeah. You could order pho. Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Korean pho?
Made to order like pho. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
And then all those little, japchae and like
Yeah,
Oh,
kimchi and all
wow.
that stuff. I was like, dang, this is crazy. Yeah.
Was it pretty good?
It was pretty good. Like we had it every morning.
Okay.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, there's like pork and chicken and like
For breakfast?
yeah. That's why I was like, dude, it's
You
like
can
a
eat
full
anything
on
for breakfast.
You're
you
in
know that,
heaven,
right?
dude.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dang. And then they had like the continental style like breads, pastries.
Mm.
They even had what's that dessert with like the sugar on top?
That's every dessert.
Tiramisu.
What is it? Like powdered
let
sugar?
me finish. There's sugar on top, and then you.
Is it the powdered
you,
sugar or
No, you
creme
take
brulee?
there it is.
Yeah.
Butane
Oh.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creme brulee.
okay.
They had
Creme
that.
brulee. Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, damn, this place is fancy. They had
I'm
cereal
sure.
and stuff.
It's expensive. Cereal.
This place is fancy. It had cereal.
It was cool because right next to the hotel, like in the area we were in Intedong, I think is how you pronounce it, Intedong.
Okay.
You just like walk out of the hotel, you walk across the street, and you get into this little like village type thing with like really small like alleys, but there's like a bunch of shops inside and stuff.
Like a market kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like a market thing. And the first thing we did was I was like, hey, what's that? Because it said like, I thought it said photography, but it actually said photo Gary or something like that.
Oh, tell me you got a picture of that.
Yeah, I did.
I gotta see that.
What's Photo Gary?
Yeah, so I was like, what is this? And then she's like, oh, my sister's like, let's do that. And I was like, what are we even doing? And it was actually one of those photo booth things.
Okay. Is this supposed to be like gallery or something?
But is it like a photo booth where you take pictures and you can draw on the pictures and
Yeah,
stuff? Like in Japan?
yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of like
wow.
those, yeah.
It's like Purikure, yeah.
Yeah,
And they have that here too?
Yeah, there's some places that have it.
Yeah, Claremont.
Okay. I did not know that.
But yeah, it was interesting because you walk into it, there's like no staff again. It was like, what the? And then they have like big old mirrors and they have like flat irons like for hair and stuff. I'm like, dang, for all the girls to like get done up.
Yeah.
And they have like props and everything. And then you just go in and, do your thing, like photo booth style.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, this is crazy that like this is just open. There's no staff. And it's clean in here. There's like, it's not all messed up. I was just like,
That's the culture though,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really, I was like,
That's cool to see.
see that happen in the U.S.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so we did that. We walked around. There are a lot of cafes there.
Okay.
A lot of cafes, a lot of like, whatchamacallit, pastry places. They're really big on like salt bread type stuff.
Salt bread. Okay.
So we went to this like little croissant place. You get like a fresh croissant, and it's like they put like salt on it. And it's like interesting because it's like super fluffy, and when you bite into it, it's like hella buttery.
Dang.
And then all of a sudden you get that kick of like salt, and you're just like, oh.
Is this similar to so 85 has like their brioche buns?
Yeah. I
But
think
more
it's
like-
but it's more like like a croissant, like flaky kind of
Yeah.
soft.
Dang.
A flaky
Yeah.
version of the.
If they had kids and
Yeah,
I can okay.
super good.
Yeah.
So we went to two of those different types of spots.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of like shopping and things like that. A lot of food everywhere. I mean, if you like Korean food, obviously. A lot of like,
It's just called food.
yeah, there's a lot of food. Yeah, and then we walked around to through like the city, more of the city,
Yeah.
and then there's like temples in the middle of like the city, which I
Okay.
thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
There was actually like some kind of protest going on.
Oh what?
Yeah,
For what?
it was interesting. I wasn't quite sure exactly. I think my sister looked it up, but
Okay.
it was interesting because they had Korean flags and they had the U.S. flag. And I was like, "What's going on here?" Like, I was
Yeah.
like, "Did we miss something on this flight? Like, did something
Right,
go
yeah.
down?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, was it like a big demonstration kind of thing, or
Mhm.
like how like sizable?
It was like they blocked off the
Streets?
street, and there was like like police everywhere, like police vans and stuff.
Okay, so that is a sizable.
Yeah, it was pretty.
protest.
It was a pretty big protest. And I guess I don't know exactly all the details, but apparently there's a the person who's currently in charge there
Yeah.
or something like that. I guess there's like this conservative group that feel that he's being like unjustly like pushed out of office,
Oh.
which is kind of a similar respect to
Wait.
somehow some folks feel about how our current leadership was kind of pushed out of office unfairly.
Mm.
So I think that was
Oh,
where
wait.
the relation of like South Korea and
I think that has to do with the coup that happened earlier this year.
really?
Oh really?
I don't know, maybe because there's that whole big thing where it's like I think it was like the South Korea president, or whatever. Like he basically declared martial law.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like it's because like he declared martial law, and in response to the rest of like the government like trying to impeach him basically. And so he just called martial law and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're supporters of that guy probably.
Yeah. And then, so it was, again, I think they were just kind of drawing that parallel. I think that's why they were like having the U.S. flags up, because it was kind of, at least in that perspective, it was kind of like how our certain leadership was kind of experiencing potentially the same thing.
We don't know, yeah. I mean, you didn't really speak Korean, so you couldn't understand. Because usually they're like chanting stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they're like really like,
Yeah. So, but you can't understand. You're like,
I don't know. But it was interesting because, like, I guess historically, like when protests go down, like in South Korea, they tend to be like potentially very violent and stuff.
It can be, yeah.
Right. But I think they're trying to stay away from that. So it was kind of funny because it was like, it felt like a concert because they actually had like a stage and they were playing like K-pop and stuff while they were protesting.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, and everyone's just like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
At the same time, they're chanting to him.
Yeah. Like waving their flags all in sync.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, so that was interesting to kind of like walk through. I was like, dang, all the cops are out here.
Yeah. And this is in the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did see like they had like Auntie Anne's, the pretzel place, and Coffee Bean is really big out there.
Oh, wow.
I did not know. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
No Starbucks inside.
There is Starbucks too.
But not as much as Coffee Bean, I guess.
It's like
50,
there's a lot of, it's like 50-50, which is like different, right?
That's
Because there's only how many like coffee beans here. And
Yeah.
there was like coffee bean. It was like a coffee bean and then a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like
right
over
next to
there.
each other?
Yeah. I was like, whoa, dang, it was wild. Definitely, yeah. A lot of coffee shops. Went to this area where it's like a lot of old style houses, but it's actually, people actually live there, but tourists are welcome to go there and like walk through the neighborhood like during certain like hours.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's not like too late or too early. But it's like, it's all these like old style, just how like you would, I guess see homes in the past.
Yeah.
Like all like super fancy with like the woodwork and things like that.
Okay.
People are just walking. And then you could rent like costumes.
Oh,
Like
what?
of like old style, like what I guess what like I don't know, like maybe like a king and a queen would wear, or like this kind of fancy like
As a
little
tourist?
things.
Like a noble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a noble person, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they do like in Japan too, where you can dress up in traditional Japanese stuff too, and like walk around in it and stuff.
Yeah, so photo ops and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
did you do it?
I did not know. I didn't want to get down with that, but
What?
I don't know. I just felt very like, I don't know. It
Cultural
feels
appropriation.
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels very like appropriate for me, but
It's
I don't
not.
know.
It's not appropriate. You
yeah.
need to learn what the hell appropriation is. Like, as long as you're partaking in the culture and you're respecting it, then you're not appropriating it.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
was
like-
get,
But art.
I was getting a little. I'm not gonna. Yeah,
Okay.
but even though a lot of people like, I think like enjoy like seeing people dressed up,
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm all right. My foot kind of hurts anyway, so I didn't want to change.
Yeah, change and then walk around in it. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard to find a public bathroom though. So
Oh, it was?
it was like, so we were walking through that, and then all of a sudden I was like, dude, I have to go pee so bad. And then the street signs, like those show like, the little restroom symbol. I'm like, all right, cool. There's like one down there. So I go down there, and then I make a right like it says, and then all of a sudden the signs disappear. and I'm like, what? And then what I see is like,
You're in the woods.
it's like an uphill like into another neighborhood. And I'm like,
What?
where's this restroom? So I'm like limping up this hill trying to find a restroom.
What the
And I was like, dude, I need to go pee so bad.
Was it up the hill?
No, so I got up there, and then there was it was like houses.
You see the sign pointing down?
Wait. Is it like a neighborhood?
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was like a
houses?
neighborhood.
Oh,
and then so I'm
what?
like, what? And then like the only place to go was left, which was like up another hill. And then I was like, dude, I'm not gonna go up that hill. And I was like, dude, where's this restroom at? And then so like I walked back down. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna find it. And then I go, and then I see another sign with the restroom thing, and then it says it in like meters, Like,
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
How many
roughly
meters?
translate how many meters, and then like I'm walking, I'm like, I feel like it should be here, but there's no like restroom sign anywhere, and there's like no stores, and like the stores there, like their hours are a little like different. Like some stores open early, close early, and some open late, and it was like I wasn't sure if like stores were open. There was like a food place, but I think it was closed still, and I was like, dang, dude, what the heck.
Wait, were you just like walking by yourself?
I was with my family, but
So were you guys walking together trying to find this bathroom?
no, well, they went into this little shop because I was like, oh, I need to use the restroom. There's a sign right there. I'll be right back. They're like, okay, we're just gonna shop while you go to the restroom. And then I was like walking around for like a good 10 minutes, like 15 minutes, like I can't find this place. But eventually, like I met with them, and they're like, I was like, dude, I can't find this restroom. We gotta go find a restroom, like somewhere.
So you didn't find it at all?
No. So we ended up going back because before we went to that area, we went to like another cafe.
Yeah.
And then they had a restroom there, so I was like, we gotta go back there.
Jeez.
And then when I went back there, it was like more busy.
Yeah.
So they were very strict on like if you're gonna eat here, you have to eat here, or if you're gonna get to go, you gotta go and like, leave.
Oh.
And I was like, I walked in, and then the lady was like, here to go, and I was like, to go.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, grab your like it was like, basically what I was understanding. She's like, grab your food and then like pay and then leave. But I was like, I just need a drink, right? Because I didn't want food again.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, just go to the counter and drink, so then get an order drink. So then I went in, I was like, grab a drink, and then my sister came in because she was like, she was like, oh, what's going on? Like, why they have him like go all over there?
Yeah.
So she was like paying for the drink, and then like ran to the bathroom, and then she had to use the restroom. So then I sat down on the table, and the girl at the front,
they got mad.
she came over. She's like, you said you're like to go, you gotta go, can't eat here.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was funny. And then I was like, man, let's get out of here. But yeah, it was really cold up there. You go up to the top, and then you just walk up some more stairs, and then it's like this big like area where they have like a 7-Eleven up there. It's like a full on kind of. It felt very much like a amusement park or something.
Yeah. What kind of snacks they have at 7-Eleven?
Pretty good ones, dude. I was always getting down on like kimbops. It was like rice rolls.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, rice rolls.
And then they had like the triangle style. Onigiri style.
Yeah.
Those were like my go-tos.
Yeah.
And then they had like in wrappers there was like corn dogs and like all these different types of like food on a stick type things, like fish cake, all that stuff.
Nice.
And then they had the ramen selection and your normal things. But I will say I think Japanese
over
convenience store food is still
number
tops.
one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Still tops for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Konbini.
Yeah. But the rice rolls were slapping. Thankfully, they have Ubers there, so that's nice.
Oh,
If
wow.
anyone thinking about transportation.
Oh, there's
Uber.
no public transportation?
There is public transportation, but like for that specific spot, because it's kind of like up a hill.
It's out of the way. Okay.
It's either you take an Uber that drives you up the hill, or you gotta walk up the hill.
How are prices compared?
It was actually really affordable.
Like Ubers and stuff? Because like Ubers over here, man.
Yeah, the Uber that I got ended up only being like $5.
After the conversion, of course.
Yeah, after the conversion. And they don't ask for a tip.
Well, yeah, because
what?
tipping is not in.
It's not part of the thing,
There's no tipping culture. It's like only in the U.S. I think that does that. Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, or like at least interesting. And then one thing that I immediately noticed though, a lot of Kias, a lot of Hyundais.
Come on, man. Yeah, wonder.
Yeah. So this is my first time in a iconic.
In the country of origin.
Yeah.
You should say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think overall, I mean, we went to like a night market, had some like street food, went to like this famous donut place,
What was
like
the
a
name?
fat line. The names get away from me. You know what I mean? Like
It's so famous you don't know the name.
I have a picture of it though.
Okay.
So
You pay cash or were you able to pay card?
I
too,
was able
or-
to pay card. It was funny because I actually put my card on my phone, right? Like for that whole like
Apple
pay by
Pay
phone
and
thing.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But some places do that, some places don't. So if you do go, I end up, just recommend taking your actual card too.
Yeah.
mean, that never
Definitely
hurts
bring
to
some
know.
cash.
Yeah.
Just like not a lot though. I don't think you need too much because even a lot of like the places will take card. I think it's really just straight up like street vendors. You'll probably be more likely to pay cash with. But
Oh, did they? So the street vendors, did they have any like Venmo options?
not that I saw.
Okay.
Like the ones that were like they stand them up and put them down at night. That kind of places. I think those are mostly still cash.
Okay.
But there was a lot. Yeah, most of the restaurants and all that stuff. Yeah, I actually one of the cool experiences there, since obviously it was my mom's birthday and they wanted to do something very like kind of
Memorable?
fancy, special.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So so they were gonna get facials, because that's like a big thing in Korea.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
skincare.
Skincare
Oh, yeah,
is a
that's
big.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got friends that
Oh,
go there
huge.
just to get stuff.
Did you?
to
Yeah.
bring
Did you?
back.
Did you
Yeah.
pick up like stuff from there? For
So
skincare?
I did pick up like some moisturizer,
Okay.
but I did actually participate in getting a facial over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Not your first.
Super. Yeah, it was my first. It was my first time.
Uh-huh.
The facials never really interested me, but
Sure.
have I given a No. I'm just kidding. They gotta cut that one out, baby.
No.
Now we're leaving it.
Leaving it.
Oh, jeez. Guys, my mom and my sister watch this show.
Happy birthday, Auntie.
That doesn't stop you from saying the things you do. Like,
know,
come on.
right?
I forget sometimes. What things you say for content.
So you got a facial,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny because I've never,
and then you went into the store.
And then you got a facial.
there was like moisturizer on my face.
We're never growing up.
Okay.
No, so I was like, so what do they do? Like I was asking my sister, what do you do there? She's like, oh, there's like a basic one. I was like, oh, so like they just wash your face or something? Yeah. Right? Like she was like, no, stupid. Like, like you get more of the stuff done. Like they do like a wrap or whatever. I was like, okay,
It's a whole experience.
yeah.
That's funny.
But basically, the packages that I got,
Okay.
they do that thing where they vacuum like your face.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
what?
They have this little tiny vacuum.
Yeah.
And then they put stuff on your face, and I guess it opens up your pores, and then they start vacuuming, and like all the stuff comes out of your pores, like all the dirt and stuff.
That's crazy.
It's
Did
kind
you-
of like
Did you see like the dirt? Like
no, well, because they're like doing it to you, so I couldn't really like see it. But I wish I could like film it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
you
next
weren't
time
allowed
if I go
to?
back.
Well, you didn't
It's
ask.
weird.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ask, and it felt like because there's like other people.
Yeah. You,
Oh, you're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone. Like
Oh,
they
wow.
like basically
it's
have
like
like
next to each other.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
like
a,
a
like
bunch
a
of-
nail salon.
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Beauty salon.
Beauty salon. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't want to be like too intrusive,
Yeah.
but I did sneak a couple like selfies, when they walked away.
Yeah.
So I have one that they put like this like tape stuff or like it's not tape,
the
but
mask?
it's like wet, like I don't know.
Like a
Like
mask.
a face mask.
Yeah, like a
mask?
face mask thing.
Okay.
And then they put one and I took it and it was like I had like mud on my face.
Oh, wow.
They like
Okay.
spray on mud. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was like the first set. They like do the little vacuum thing. And then in between it all, they kind of let your face rest,
Yeah.
So they like put that soothing stuff. So yeah, so they put the face mask on. And after that, then they put like this mud stuff on. And then they let that sit for a while. And then you like go into this other area, this room, right? And it's picture it kind of like a dentist,
Office?
chair,
Oh,
an office thing,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
But instead of a chair, it's like a bed, like you lay down.
Yeah.
And there's this big machine with like some kind of vacuum tube thing, and then the doctor comes in, and then
Why did you put
Why
doctor?
did you-
Why did you put doctor in quotes?
I don't know if it's a doctor or not, right? But they have like scrubs on, and like,
Okay.
stuff, right? Like
Oh, like clinical
gear,
scrubs?
like clinical scrubs.
You get to pick the theme.
Yeah, the,
Fire
want the-
facial?
I want the doc package.
the lawyer one was
Oh, so you're into lawyers, I see.
the office.
And Ally McBeal?
Yeah, so then and then she kind of explains it. She's like, "Oh, this is your first time?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, God.
And then she's like, "Oh, okay."
And
So
you were being recorded.
So there's like 3 stages, she says, and the first one is like, first we're gonna like use this laser to.
What?
And I was like, "Whoa,
Laser?
wait."
Laser.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Yeah, it's gonna like,
Laser to...
to my face."
Oh,
Yeah.
to your face.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Yeah, because the mud was still there." She's like, "Yeah,
Oh.
that helps break down and open up the pores, blah blah blah." And then the second stage is we're gonna do a different one, where we're gonna like vacuum that off.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a different laser that helps like seal your pores. And then we're gonna vacuum that off, and then we're just gonna like I forgot what the last stage was, but by that time I was just like, wait, what? Like I'm gonna get like lasered.
Yeah.
Just focus on the laser.
Yeah, and she was like, all right, so just lay down and then put this on your eyes, and it was like those like tanning.
Cucumber?
No, it was like those those
No, the
tanning.
tanning ones, yeah. The eye caps.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's like plastic.
Yeah.
These were like made out of metal.
What?
Yeah. So you put them on so that like the laser doesn't like I guess hit your eyes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
no
and
laser
then,
on your eye, yeah.
yeah, and then she starts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's basically like
Was it
prickly.
burning?
It was like somebody was like taking needles and just
Yeah.
poking my face, And I was like, this is wild. Like, and then you hear like clicking, like, and I was like, oh man. And
You
then
smell bacon?
yeah, yeah. You start smelling like burning, and I was like,
Wait,
dude.
really?
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? But I was like, oh, it's probably the mud.
Yeah.
It was like still like
okay.
whatever that stuff
Like
was.
burnt mud.
Yeah, it was like just smoky. Yeah,
Yeah.
she said that too. She's like, yeah, when we do the second one, it'll probably be a little bit more smelly. I was like, smelly?
Did you have to sign a waiver?
I mean,
That's interesting that they would.
Yeah. Oh,
laser
actually,
your
yeah, you do.
face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. Like, you get a consultation
Yeah.
first, and they kind of go over the things, they go over the packages and stuff like that.
Damn.
And then, yeah, they do sign like a waiver. They let you
Yeah.
know, like, oh, your face will be tender or whatever. Or
Yeah.
stay away from the sun or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, so they do go
Okay.
about all that.
Your face does look smoother, man.
Yeah.
Shoot. Thanks, guys.
That's that South Korean.
Yeah, dude. So,
skincare.
you know,
Okay.
whenever I can sneak away there, I might get a little facial.
Yeah, Art's into facial now,
Yeah.
guys. You heard it here first.
You know what I mean?
How much is it overall?
So,
Yeah.
dude, that basic one, I think it was,
American.
yeah, it was probably around like $70.
Oh,
Damn.
damn. That's good.
Yeah.
And that was basic.
That was like basic. And
That's
I felt like it was
crazy.
like pretty involved.
Yeah.
You can get even more involved in that?
Yeah, so they have like one, like, so my mom, you know, we were like, oh, you should try something like different. And so she's like, okay. And then they recommended like this, I forgot what it's called. She was like, it's called like, Seraphie here. I don't know if it's,
I don't know. What
she was like, have you heard of Seraphie? And I was like, I think I've seen an infomercial for that. But I guess that's what they call it in the US. But over there, I think they call
It's
it
different.
shrink or something like that.
Okay.
Shrink?
But basically, it helps, you know, like tighten up,
Yeah.
you know.
Shrink your face.
It fights against gravity,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, especially when you know. you get the
Yeah,
saggy kind
as
of face.
you're like older,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
So she was like, "Oh yeah, you do that."
Tightens up the face.
Yeah, and so like we're like, "Yeah, you should do that." That one was like pretty pricey,
Okay.
but she was like, she was like, compared to like the U.S., this is very very affordable.
Yeah.
So I guess
how price was
it
it?
was like $200.
It's pretty up there, but
Yeah.
for something in the U.S., I'm
Yeah,
imagining
it was probably
more.
like G.
yeah,
right?
Yeah, easy.
She said it hurt though.
Was there a visible difference before and after? that you could see in
Yeah,
your mom?
I think I could. Yeah, she looked. You know, it was like refreshed.
Yeah.
Right?
Ah.
Like it wasn't anything like crazy,
Dramatic?
dramatic,
Yeah,
but you know, it was just like, oh,
Yeah, you're just like there's something different about you, mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sun's a little brighter.
What'd your sister get?
She got another basic one too. So she
Okay.
every time she has like a trip there, I think she tries to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
That's cool.
$70. Yeah, dude.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, I think like basically for all of us, it was like $350,
That's
something
not
like that.
bad.
For all three of
and,
us.
Wow.
and you don't tip there too.
Yeah.
That's
Straight up.
Crazy.
Straight up.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. But yeah, after the laser stuff, then you know you go and then it's funny. I think it's the last step because they want your face to like cool down, and then so they put like all this stuff, more like face masks, and they make you close your eyes, and then so your eyes are just like weighed down, and then
Yeah.
they start spreading this plaster on your face, and I was like, I don't even know what you guys are
Oh.
putting, but it's like hella cold, but it like it feels good because my face has got
Yeah,
plaster.
yeah, with burns.
Yeah, and the second one was like even more like sharp. Like at one point, I thought I started bleeding.
Ooh.
Oh,
But it was the laser moving on my face.
Oh, I'm
oh,
You know what I mean?
it,
I
so
was
it
like-
felt like liquid.
yeah, it
moving.
felt like
That's
I was like, yo, this is
crazy.
wild. I was
Yeah.
like, I've never gotten a tattoo, but I feel like it would be
Probably.
fairly
That's what I'm
similar,
thinking. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
right? So like, because it was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But yeah, and then after that, I was like, man, dude, now I gotta like take care of my face,
Yeah.
you know, because I invested in it.
Yeah,
So
hey,
yeah.
man, that's the moneymaker.
Yeah.
yeah.
For the money shot.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, let's go to the store and let's get some skincare products.
Oh, they sold it there too? Or no?
No, but there's this place called Olive Young,
yeah.
like olive, like olives, like food.
Oh, I thought it's I Live Young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's like a play.
Could be playing words. You never know.
Yeah, and then they have all these different brands, face masks, they have
Mm.
snacks, and then they have like men's care and stuff. So I was like, all right. I was like, guess I gotta get a moisturizer. Because they're like big on like, yeah, make sure you just keep it moist.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
a certain amount of time or something, or
Yeah, for like it's like a week is kind of like the
recommended.
recommended,
Yeah.
like to be intensive with it. And also they recommended not going out in the sun without UV protection because it's vulnerable because it takes off like layers of your skin.
Yeah. I mean, a laser to your face.
Yeah.
That's literally peeling
Yeah.
off the layers. Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, I just gotta protect it for like the first week or two. If you see any like crazy redness, then there should be concern. But I was like, I'll be out of the country by then, so I guess I'm screwed if something
well, I
happens.
mean, you're gonna have to be subject to the American healthcare system at that point.
But no, yeah. So just gonna now I have like a routine.
Oh, skincare routine.
Nighttime.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know,
It's healthy to have. Yeah.
yeah. I'm never really into it, but gotta keep the skin young.
So with this laser treatment stuff, recommend?
I would. It's a nice experience, and then you get out and you're just kind of like, man, that was interesting, and then you do get compliments. I'll say, so
Yeah,
my
yeah,
coworkers were just like,
Already? Damn.
Art, you're glowing.
Yeah.
looks just my personality, girl.
I thought it's because you're pregnant.
My chest did feel a little tender.
Is it one of those kind of procedures though, where you have to continually kind of get it?
I think that's that's probably like the best practice, right? Just continually get it, but
Like, did they try? Because I know, like in salons over here and stuff.
like subscription based.
Well, it's not really subscription based, but like after you get your hair done or something, like hair especially, that makes sense because you have to get a follow up or whatever.
Yeah, follow-up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, would you like to make an appointment for when you need to come back in like 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Was it something like that? Did they do that with you? Or
I think since they knew we were like traveling, they didn't really push it. But
okay. But did you see other people?
I could see that they have like full on like people seem like they would go there regularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does seem like because your skin will need to get a touch up, I guess.
Yeah. So what's crazy?
Right.
The staff there had really nice skin, so I feel like they do it a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Did you ever feel like self-conscious just walking around like South Korea? Because I think I had a lot of friends that go there, and it's like everyone's like pretty. you know?
I was expecting that, right? So I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, there's gonna be a lot of people like dressed up, and they're gonna be like these like K-pop or like K-drama, like everybody's in there. What are those pea coats and you know what I mean, with like
Dressed up.
anime hair type
yeah.
stuff, and like BTS.
Yeah.
But it actually wasn't really like that.
Okay.
Obviously, yes, there were people, dressed up and like, dressed nicely,
Yeah.
Like fashionable people.
fashionable,
Yeah.
like that, and that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't any. I mean, it wasn't like everybody was like amazingly beautiful,
Yeah.
Right.
like you see in the K dramas and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you go to that place, because
What's that place?
that facial place that I went to, that clinic. Because then, I guess those folks are like, they try to keep up more a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're selling looks, so they gotta look good.
They have to.
Yeah, and they have all the all the actresses and actors like
that
on
go
the
there.
TVs that are promoting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, dang, everybody's face here is like what you would expect, but
Yeah.
like just walking around, I didn't feel
Okay, that's
feel
good.
like that. Yeah, felt pretty good. I think my fashion kind of stood out a little bit
Yeah.
because it was like I was going with that beanie look, that hat look, you know what I mean? And it was like everyone there was just kind of more like it looked more like business casual, whereas just more like
And you
how
just
would you
came in
explain?
and like
like
bumming out kind of thing.
yeah. So I mean, I think you kind of do stand out a little bit, but like not. It's like nothing too crazy.
Yeah, so that was the end to your beauty adventure, or did you do any more while you were there?
No, that was it.
Okay.
I mean, there's more to explore for sure. I think going with family, especially with an older lady. She's still young,
Hey.
but you know what I mean.
What you mean, older lady?
We weren't out late.
Yeah.
We weren't checking out a
Right.
lot of the bars and stuff like that.
Nightlife and stuff.
Yeah, like I like the going to temples in Japan because they have all those little charms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of that that I noticed. So I actually did bring back some things though.
What?
Oh.
Thanks for reminding me. I was about to just let this
Sit down.
bag sit here.
Yeah. So
shoot.
for the audio listeners, Art has pulled out a big
Oh,
bag.
wow.
Oh, he's brought back some stuff.
So I got you guys some Korean chocolates.
Korean chocolates. It has. I don't know. I can't read Korean. So.
And then,
But these are thick, dude.
It's like how big is this? Like a
know, like
Snickers
6
bar.
inches?
I guess
It's like not banana flavor, but the
yeah, it's like a
It's
like a
banana
yellow,
flavor?
and brown.
Yeah, it's like a
banana
light
wrapper.
banana like thing.
Like
with,
a wafer?
chocolate
No.
in it. No, these are like I think these are like
Oh,
peanuts.
there's multiple ones too.
Okay.
like peanut flavored.
Nice.
There's some nuts in there for y'all.
Okay.
Nuts in your mouth.
Right after you get
What does
your
it say in the
facial.
front? Do you know what this translates to?
Chocolate.
No, we don't know.
Thanks, Art.
Yeah, man.
High
And then
tide.
I got
Thank you,
some. I know I talked to you,
Oh,
but I got some
what?
stickers for the office.
Hell
Here.
yeah.
Let's-
It's gonna go up
let's
there.
soul.
It's all gonna go up
Yeah.
there.
What kind
Up
of stickers
there.
does it have?
Some soul stickers.
Oh, it's got the Soul Tower.
Yeah.
yeah. It's just removable stickers, so you can re-stick
Yeah,
it?
like you could restick it, I guess.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
Dang, thanks, Art.
Yeah, and then
that's
also
sick.
too here for Nadine, this is a face mask.
Okay.
Let me know if you guys want some. I didn't know if you guys wanted some, but
I don't know.
if you guys want some, I'll bring
It'll be
some
the
over.
closest thing you can give us
Yeah.
as a facial.
There's a little face mask there.
Torridin.
Jason is doing the beauty influencer pose
Yeah.
to show it off.
So what's this in English?
Torriden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You got to roll the R's. There's two of them.
Nice. Thanks, Art.
But yeah, man,
Thank you, Art.
That's
Yeah.
it.
little taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I get to go again.
That'd be
You know?
sick.
Yeah. A little
Keep
longer.
up.
Maybe you get to experience the nightlife and all that.
Yeah, experience some nightlife.
How much is Korea? Like, let's in general
Oh.
right now. Do you know how much the tickets range for?
Like to fly there?
Yeah.
No
Like
clue.
round trip.
I would
look.
I would say like probably like I would feel like to get to any Asian country from here, like a deal would be anywhere from like the 600 to 800 range, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad.
But you're probably averaging I don't
Well,
know,
depending
9
when you get it,
to
yeah.
Okay.
$1,000. I would assume.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, the exchange rate, it's really good. Their money won. Everything is like in thousands, right?
Yeah.
Let's just start at a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, dang, dude. Like everything
And
was
then-
like,
How do I
you
do
do
the
convert-
math?
yeah.
And then you do the conversion, it's like $5.
So I was
That's
thinking about it,
crazy.
and I was basically like, it's like, so 1,000. The way I would quickly do it is like 1,000 is roughly $1, but
Okay.
$1 is actually a little bit more. So let's say like 75 cents.
Yeah.
1,000 is like 75 cents.
So
Ish.
as of right now, $1 US is about 1,461 Korean won.
There you go. So like a buck.
Okay.
Like a buck and a half.
Yeah, $1.50.
Yeah, like a buck is like a buck and a half.
Yeah.
Or like 1,500 is like $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's funny. I was like, "Hey, you're pulling out 100,000. Let's go."
Yeah.
But then
Can
it's
you
like
imagine
really-
getting your change? You're trying to do the math.
It's just all the extra zeros, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so
like-
many extra
I was
zeros.
like, all right, so 1,000, that first comma, let me think of that as like a decimal point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then kind of go from there.
Yeah.
But hey, man, when you live over there, like, it must make you feel pretty. It's like, oh man, I just spent it.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
oh, shit,
yeah.
I got like
I got it.
100,000 won in my pocket. But that's like, what is that? Like $100? Yeah, ish.
Yeah,
a little less than.
a little less than that. Yeah,
Is that,
like $80.
Yeah, $80.
Something like that.
That's funny. How about you, Brian?
Well, my voice is kind of shot because yesterday was as of this recording. Yesterday was the Alpha Psi Rho 25-year anniversary. So
Woo!
happy 25 years to you guys.
Happy 25 years.
Yeah, it was great seeing a lot of old faces. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
like
because
for-
they're old faces.
I didn't mean like. Hey, I didn't say that. Vice said that. Like a lot of them came up to me and told me
Yeah.
that they listen to the podcast. They're gonna hear you
That's-
talking about that, man.
You're the one that said old faces.
No, but like I mean, because I've been
Hey, you confirmed.
no, because I've been literally photographing for that organization for like more than half of its lifetime already.
Wow.
Because they got founded in 2000.
Yep.
I started shooting for them in 2009. It's 2025.
Yeah.
It's been like 16 years
Yeah.
now. So that's
I mean-
why like I've literally seen generations like from when they, first crossed or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, and that's usually when they're first coming into college, right?
Yeah.
And then up until they graduate. Some of them I even, they seem, they remember as their photographer. Like, I go through their life things. Like they get
Yeah.
engaged, they get married, some of them have kids. Like, again, shout out to Daryl because
Oh, was he there?
Yeah, Daryl was there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Misty was with the kids.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Pia was there with her son.
Oh, damn. Oh, there was kids there.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, because I guess I don't know if it was like an issue with the babysitter or anything like that, but like her son was there.
Damn.
I didn't recognize her because she had a baby. I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, oh, she's a baby. I was like, oh my god, you have a baby. What the?
Just a preface. I mean, Brian is an honorary member. He received an award.
Back
20 year, right?
Was it 20 year?
Yeah, 25 years ago. Damn, 5 years ago. That's crazy.
It's funny too because what was it called? I think because Ray was like, I fought for you, man. I wanted you to become like an actual like thing. Yeah. I was like, no, he has to pledge it. Yeah. It's like just know I fought for you. I was like, okay, man. Yeah, thanks. But shout out to Ray because I transferred to SDSU around the same time he did.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we were
Samahan together.
Yeah, we were in Samahan together or whatever. But like, we had this little. We made up our own kind of like quote unquote fraternity. We call it.
You guys would
transfer fight transfer. Shout out to TPT. Yeah. So I've known him since like way back then too, and he's always a good guy. He's always really
always funny, right?
Yeah. And everyone too. Again, shout outs to Jeff. He's the one who put it together.
Yeah, shout out to Jeff. Or Geoff for those.
Geoff,
yeah. For those that know him as Geoff.
He's the kind of one who put it all together. He's the president of the what was it called? The board?
National board.
Yeah.
Did they do like a not a show? What's it called? Like a program?
That was a program, yeah. I mean, it's kind of loose because like K-Tran, he did the lion dance thing.
Oh, not he dressed up and everything.
Well, no, because it's funny though because I've seen K-Tran before and like he was part of it before, and then now he's the one teaching and calling the shots. Like it's really cool to see him kind of just do the moves in front because he's like making sure that his students are doing the right thing, so he's doing it with them in the front. Oh, that's cool. He's like facing them. It's like you gotta do it like this. Yeah. So it's really cool. Yeah, so it started off with a lion dance. And then of course like there's an open bar, so everyone went over there. I felt so bad. Like I hope everyone tipped those because there's only 2 bartenders. Oh,
for one bar?
Yeah, it's only 1 bar. 2 bartenders, and there's like 200, 300 people in there.
Wow. What kind of drinks?
I don't know because I was stuck behind the photo booth with them. But again, shout out to everyone that like, I was like, hey, you want a drink? It's like, yeah, sure. It's like because I can't move, or whatever, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, and then because Caitlin asked me and everyone else asked me, I'm calling you out now because everyone asked, where's Vice?
Oh man,
I was like, I don't know, man. Like, because they know that we do this podcast.
Yeah,
and again, shout out to everyone too because they support the podcast as well. They say that they came up to me to give love to you guys and say that they tune in and they're really interested in like what we do and like really excited for us and all that. So again, calling you out here because again, everyone's like, "Where's Vice? Where's Vice?"
I mean, just to preface, this is a 3-day event, and so I told them I had things going on, but I did show up and support on the panel. So I'll talk about it on my check-in. But I showed up for the morning, and it was funny because everyone's like, "You going tonight? You going tonight?" And I said, "We'll see." And even the founders were like, "What do you mean we'll see?"
I mean, the founders are older than you, man.
Yeah, so. it was like one of those things when I said, we'll see, and you give them a hug, and they hold on to you for a while.
Like, and then you're like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Lock in.
And I said, we'll see, because I went to dinner with my sister, and then I was like, oh, man, it would be late, and I was so, like, my body was just saying, dude, you're tired, like,
go
to sleep. Like, I caught myself, like, going to sleep here later that night. Oh. Because I was just so tired. And I was just like, man, if I went there, it'd be like 10-something. And then I'd probably stay for a couple hours and then go back here. But it's just too much for me.
Okay. I mean, on the one hand, sure, listen to your body. But on the other hand, it's like, I haven't seen a lot of those people since, either they graduated or they... at 20 year, it's because the older you get, you really only see people at like big life event things or whatever.
Weddings.
Because everyone is focused on their thing, and I get it.
Yeah,
and it gets harder to reach out to people and maintain those connections. That's something that you really need to learn to do as you get older. I was talking with Kristen and Alan.
Oh yeah, they're married now, right?
Yeah, they're married. Yeah. So because they.
Oh, Alan.
Yeah, I know.
You got ties. You got history with Alan.
No. But like they keep in contact with me forever because I was originally supposed to do their wedding, but it didn't work out because of like timing issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
but they consider like that's the other thing too. I realized last night too is like I do what I do.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't realize the impact of what I do because even though I'm just taking pictures and stuff like that, like
just taking pictures.
Well,
look at this guy.
You're immortalizing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No.
You're capturing
no.
memories.
No. That's what I'm starting to kind of like, really appreciate and realize. You know,
this is how we travel through time is through photos.
Right. Yeah, like Memento, right?
Especially when you're like memories shot when you're getting older, you like those are the things that you value more. You know,
yeah, that's why I push back on those people, especially like older folks. It's like, why are you on your phone? Blah blah blah. It's like, well, because this can capture a memory better than I can.
Yeah,
you know, and if I forget it, then I can look at it and really remember. Yeah, you know, rather than relying on your brain, which kind of goes down over time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Alzheimer's.
Hey man, it's a real thing.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. But like I was saying with Chris and Alan, like I didn't realize like with them and a lot of the people, because a lot of people, I remember their faces. Like I see so many of the people from the org, and it just becomes a little bit of a blur. I feel really bad that I don't remember every single person's name.
But you remember faces.
I remember faces, and I remember them, and like especially for what they did and all that. Like there was another guy. I think there was another one. I think he was from CSUN. Okay. Yeah. And I remember way back when, after I did that, like he crossed for like the Air Force or something like that. And then like he had contacted me to do his photos for that. And like, he's like, hey, I remember you took my things like way back. Like it was like 9 years ago now.
Damn.
Or like 8 years ago. I forget. And it's like, yeah, my parents got all those photos that you took. I was like, oh man, I don't remember, man. Like, I was there for you with all that. But that's cool. A lot of appreciation for everyone. It was really good seeing a lot of everyone there and how they changed their lives, because literally I think it's funny that I see people that are together with some people and they're still together, and then some people have found something new, and just seeing people grow and change. And it's probably again, I think I mentioned this before, but like, it's like the closest I'll get to feeling like an immortal.
Yeah.
Because you see like all these lifetimes like change, and it happens with like every year and all that. So shout outs to Alpha Psi Rho, because again, they were the first organization to contact me for like my photography stuff, and that kind of like launched into how I do things now. And they still continue to do so, and all the people within it still continue to hit me up and give me work, which is always nice. But I also get to catch up with them and seeing what they're up to.
That's cool.
It's like a lot of what everyone, especially like Big Mike, was giving a speech.
I was talking to you about this beforehand. Because shout out to DeLupin, Jonathan Maximus, DeLupin, right? He sent me the video of that, and he sent me a DM and said, "Who let Big Mike get a hold of the microphone?" I know Big Mike supports our page too, so shout out to you.
Yeah, Big Mike. It's always good seeing him there too.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be the same if I didn't see him there, and because he's always a big supporter. About that, even with all that, all the support and all the love. I could really feel it, like especially with like the founders and stuff. They were also overwhelmed.
The Shaolin photos.
Hey, that's me. And also everyone started calling me on that too.
I love that's like a core memory.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't forget that if you see that. Apparently,
you see Alan with his flask behind the scenes.
But it's always a pleasure working with the organization.
Yeah, and
I always appreciate the love that they give back to me. Like even offering to help pack up my stuff, even though like
that's cool.
I'm very particular about putting my stuff away, and it's generally
it's a thing.
Art knows, because generally
like forcing your camera in their bag. How do you take off this?
No, because a lot of the time it's easier to just do it myself rather than have to explain to someone how to put it away, because it's extra work, and then they don't do it right, and you have to like do that. I mean, there's some people
that
like
it fits in a particular way to be like maximum efficient to like the space,
or like just taking down like a backdrop or whatever. Like some people just don't understand how that works or whatever. But again, shout out to people.
Lower to the left.
Yeah.
Lower to the right.
But shout out to the people, like Anthony
de Guzman.
De Guzman. Yeah, he was talking to me a lot, and like his father, he told me about his dad that does basically what I did back in the day, like in the 70s or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I gotta hit him up. So he gave me a link to his. Well, yeah,
that's
film
wild.
For events. Like I can't
wild.
imagine. Yeah. Yeah. But overall, the night was pretty pretty good. But like again, just having to shout in a smaller venue.
Yeah.
Because this is over at the Encore Event Center, and they have like this building next to it. So you have to go like this elevator, go on the second floor, and it's like this just one floor kind of thing.
I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. And there's like 200, 300 people in there, and I have
Was it hot?
It was pretty warm.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
But then again, like I'm moving around
Yeah.
and doing all this sorts of stuff, so like
It's even hotter.
For me. It's even hotter. Yeah. Overall, pretty good night. It ended kind of early-ish, like 12.
12? I thought it was at 1. No.
Well, it was supposed to be at 1, but everyone was out like. I think after all the main festivities up, about half the crowd already kind of like left.
Let's go downtown.
Trying to get to the after party.
Yeah, there was
Crazy gives. Let's go.
Yeah, there was people asking me to go. It's like, hey, there's like after party. You want to go? I was like, I gotta like wake up early and like I've been doing this, so I'm all tired, so let me see. Oh yeah, I think sorry to go back to the order of the night. So they had the line dance. They had, of course, like intermittently, like open bar and stuff. They had a raffle, and then they had
what's some of the giveaways?
One of them was like a gym membership to a thing.
Okay, I could use that.
Like it was like a boxing gym kind of thing.
Oh, boxing gym.
And then one of them was like a
boxing with no O. The BXing gym.
No, not that one. Not that one.
The one by there's one.
No, I know. No, I know the one you're talking about.
What was it? It's what's his name's?
Yes.
Merriweather.
Oh, Merriweather. Yeah, I don't know. There was like a portable like dining set. It was like a backpack, and then you open up the back, and there's like plates and like fancy glasses and silverware and stuff. So it's like if you're trying to do like a picnic or something like that. It was really cool.
Nice.
It was really nice.
That's nice.
And then there was mushroom tinctures.
Oh, that's from Carl D.
Yep. It was Carl D. Yeah, mushroom tinctures.
Okay.
Yeah. There was like a food voucher to, I forgot the what's it called?
Golden
the
Corral?
restaurant. No, it's not, no. It was something. And then Charlie's
Chicken Charlie's?
No.
Oh.
Do you do Charlie some other's business?
The lettering.
The letter
magnet.
Like his business. Like he gave a prize for like I think
like to get it personalized.
Yeah, something like that. I forgot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
so it was like kind of like those prizes.
Cool.
That was like the raffle.
Yeah.
And then they had the battle of the classes. I think.
Oh, okay. How many of them battled?
I think it was only Delta and Alpha. I think.
Oh, so Las Vegas versus San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, and for Delta chapter, there's only 2 people performing, but they were really good. Like, for 2 people, right? Yeah. Like having to like really carry everything. Everyone was cheering for them too.
Okay,
but of course, good. Alpha chapter there's like way more people and like they're able to do more stuff. So they kind of took the trophy, which is a pretty hefty trophy.
Oh, so it was an actual trophy.
It was an actual trophy.
Okay,
it was an actual trophy. So that's kind of like how the night went, and then of course in between you had all that, and then like drinks, like the open bar and stuff. They had like shut it. It was really hard to get people away from that bar.
Well, because you're waiting so long too, right?
Right. Yeah. But again, I hope they tipped the bartenders well, because there was literally only 2 of them. And they're just like making drinks like back and forth, that kind of thing. But yeah,
she just had a bottle like, all right, everybody.
Just like the
weddings, water falling in their mouth. Let's go.
Just like the weddings where they put like the bottle on each table.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be nice. Cool. It was overall very good event. Cool. 25 years, and again, here's to 25 more. Probably be doing photos for that.
See you 30 years.
Yeah, I know. And again, shout out to all the people that remembered me, even though I just thought I'd be just like a regular.
Damn, just a regular?
Well, no, because like
this is Brian Psi Rho.
This guy.
B Psi Rho.
Stupid. No, because again, it's like one of those things too that I just. How do I put that? I just don't know. How to. No, it's more of just like, how do I say this? Because I just come in and do my job, and I just think that I just come in, do my job.
It's like you don't think you're special, but they make you feel
right.
Special.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the way that Art has a way with words that I don't. Yeah.
Is that a church song?
No, it's the one with all the like the foster dogs and animals.
Oh, okay, I thought it was a church song. That song's cracking up, dude.
Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, okay.
You never seen that commercial?
Please donate now.
Yeah, please donate. Yeah.
One-eyed dog.
It's a commercial. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they will show these pictures of like sad dogs.
I knew the song though. I was like,
yeah, that was my experience with the A-Side Rose.
Yeah, that's cool.
Here's to 15 years for me with them and 15 more.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So
there you go.
So bring it back 30 years.
Yeah.
5 more years.
Probably. Yep.
All right. Well, I'll talk about
your side of things.
The morning of, because I was actually there.
Morning of or after?
No, a morning of. So before the anniversary party. So let's even rewind it back. Geoff reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be a part of a alumni panel to facilitate the panel. So I was like, I'm down. Like anything to kind of support. To give back. And so what I did was I really sat down and I was like, how do I make this engaging? I took one of our templates, like our podcast templates, to fit like a panel. Like the panel was probably 10.
Was it the game night template?
No, but we had like shout outs, recognitions, things like that. Yeah. And so I mixed things around and I had I think like 10 of us, 10 to 12, like people just kept like old school just kept showing up. I'm like, show up on time so that we can
start on time, yeah.
Because like the first 4 was like name, the chapter you're from, school, all that stuff when you cross.
So it's like everyone's introducing themselves.
Yeah, so it's introduction. It's supposed to be introduction in the first round.
ASL.
But yeah. Introduction in the first round, right? But I didn't know Geoff was gonna put it on the big screen where we're reading off of it. I just had it on my phone. I said, hey, this is what the game plan is. And so everyone was like looking at the monitor, and so we're going around, and one of the founders, shout out to Peso number 1, he was basically about to go read the whole schedule. And then I had to stop him and said, okay, before we move on, let's do a quick intro. He's like, oh, shoot, my bad. Yeah. And so we did a quick intro and everything. And I think it's cool because this is the first time some of our members got to meet our founders.
Yeah.
It was mixed, right?
Right.
Mixed classes up there with our founders. And there was about, I think in the room, maybe like 50 plus folks. There was a big, from all the chapters and everything. And we were inside like these big council chamber halls, like at San Diego State. I felt like I was in jury duty all over again, all over again. Like it was a massive hall with all these. I was like, damn, like the technology these days, because they had 4 TVs on each side, like above you.
Was it the new student union?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 3rd floor, room 380 or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, because that thing's really fancy. It's a big old courtyard. And like you have everything. So
I'm used to Lower Aztec, like that kind of, I
mean, that hasn't been there for 13 years now.
Yeah. We got to do a panel, and it was cool hearing stories because like some of the stories, I think it was like, what are some of your memorable moments and things like that. And so they shared like just like what they experienced. I remember I had flashback because one of the founders was like, we got to bring a hip hop show, and this is when they brought over Jin the MC to San Diego State.
Yeah. I remember that.
Were you at San Diego State that time?
Yeah, Jin MC. He was there. Yeah,
from Too Fast and Furious.
Yeah, but 106 in Park.
106 in Park.
Yeah. And so they brought them that,
I remember. Was he there 2006 or?
I don't know the years.
Right.
Yeah, we also had a portion where it was like Q&As and like a lot of the members were like just super excited, super engaged. They're comparing it to like the last few years, and they're like, we really like this year's conference because I think we're trying to mend this like old school, new school, like, and we got to actually show up for them. And it was funny because afterwards, Geoff gave us some time to kind of mingle and network and everything. And I had this one, I forget which dude, but he came up with his notes and he said, "Oh, I wrote this from what you said and all this stuff," because like a lot of them were spitting gems. Like we were trying to bring value to, all right, this is what's going to happen after you guys graduate, or even things to look out for. Start investing now in just yourselves and everything. And I think that's what they probably wanted from their old school, because I think usually when you graduate, you kind of do your own thing, and you don't have this like guidance, mentorship part, guidance. And so we're even talking about bringing that back into the fraternity. So I think it was cool. Shout out to Geoff, because I think one of the biggest thing, people see these events, they go to these events, and they don't see the behind the scenes. Because I remember 20 year, even for me, like I spent days just writing down every single thing, itinerary, vendors, all that stuff in a book, and see Geoff like there was moments where me and him met off, like we met up at Board and Brew because he was like, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And so I just gave him some tips and tricks and things to look out for. Because even selling tickets, you're going to find people that are going to buy it the day of.
Yep.
Or people that are going to hit you up like hey, where's this event? Like the morning of, where's this event? And your phone's going to be blown up. And he said, oh, yeah, it's been like this all morning. I said, you know what? Don't pick up. They'll find that information. Mm-hmm. They'll ask around. They'll find the flyer and they'll figure it out. But to have your phone, like, it's chaos.
Yeah.
And people don't read. You know, people don't read.
Yeah.
And so I shouted him out because, like, people need to know that it takes a lot of work, for these, like, kind of festivities. And shout out to the national board, everyone that showed up there, from the old school members to our founders, and really to celebrate. I got to meet a lot of folks that I haven't seen since college days.
Yep.
And it was cool to see. And I really wanted to go to, that night, but I was just like, I've just been so tired lately. So listen to my body. But
body's a wooden land.
Yeah. But it was a good moment, and I got to exchange a few numbers. A lot of folks are like, it was funny because shout out to Andre. He was like, I listen to the pod. You know what my favorite segment is? HOA Police Undercover.
we need to get more updates on. We haven't done that in a while.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's been
quiet. Yeah.
It's been quiet, except for, I think yesterday I saw this.
HOA update now.
No. Well, I saw this SUV. There was like a big party that was going on, and this SUV was parked out on the corner, and it had
Suburban.
I don't know what the. Well, because it was wrapped. It was wrapped.
Ooh.
It was wrapped in Hello Kitty.
Oh, hey.
From front to back.
Okay.
And then I forgot what I said, but it's something like they said there's no perfect car wrap, and then that was like I played the Law and Order.
Yeah.
So,
Dun, 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 dun.
but yeah, I think that was it for my anniversary weekend. We went to Canada.
I love Canada
as a team. You guys been there multiple times too, right?
Yeah.
But we went to Canada as a team for the YMCA for this international conference around homelessness. It was cool perspective.
Which part of Canada?
Toronto.
Toronto.
We were downtown Toronto, and it's interesting because there's a lot of people who spoke French there.
Yeah, and you're getting into that closer to the Quebec area. And so.
Yeah. And so there was some sessions where you'd have to put the headphones on, and then there's a translator that's speaking like in the back of the room in a box.
Imagine you put it on, he's like, Jason, this is your mission.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Or it's like silent disco.
Yeah.
You hear Daft Punk.
Yeah. It was a cool conference. Outside of that, like, we got to do things outside of the conference and actually.
Well, what part of Canada was it?
Toronto.
Oh, Toronto. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
But outside of that, we got to do cool things. We went with our VP, some ADs. It was like a mixed group of like leadership.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and because we don't usually typically hang around with our bosses and their boss, right? So it was a big group, and the second night, we got to see Raptors versus the Celtics, the basketball game.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was like, I don't know if anyone's into basketball, but I'm just down to go by myself, right? Beatty's like, I'm not gonna let you go down by yourself. And then other folks were like, what are you gonna do tonight? And I'm like, I'm thinking about going to the basketball game. And everyone's like, oh, let's see who wants to go. And so maybe there was like 8 of us that went.
Nice.
8 of us that went. I got some like gear and all that. I should have worn it today. Damn. Maybe next pod. Yeah. But I picked up.
Never.
Yeah, though I'm a Kendrick fan, I picked up what do you call it? A Toronto jersey. It was like a Toronto and OVO jersey. So Drake and Toronto, and something for Nadine. In that trip too, I think it was like the next day, we went to this alley where it was like graffiti alley. And so you see a lot of art. It was like a whole block that was dedicated to art. I've shared it in the stories. Yeah. And
diagonally.
Huh?
What? Never mind.
What?
Right.
So it was 30. I think it was like 30.
For those HP fans.
So it was like 30 degrees out there. It snowed, I think, the last day, but there was still snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's snow.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's slippery too. So we were going through the alley, and I was like doing it like one of these, just like shuffling and everything because it was just all wet and stuff.
It's like slick ice.
Yeah, it was slick ice.
Dang.
Yeah, and so we're walking down this alley, and we turn a corner, and we see like one of the YMCA's there, and so we took a picture with a YMCA. After we got out of the alley, we turned around, and on the other side, it reminds me of LA, where they used to have like all the shoe stores and all the streetwear,
the garment district.
I don't know the place, but they had some vintage shops, and so they had tees that were like, when you convert it, it's like $11.
Nice
Vintage tees,
Yeah.
where they sell it here for like $25 to $50.
Yeah.
And so my boss's boss had like a big bag of vintage tees, and I was like, damn, I should have brought like another luggage and just went down there for shopping. Just
picked one up, dude. A little duffel bag.
I know, damn. I want to go back though. I think I'm down to go back.
Canada's a great place, man.
Yep.
It's funny because at the Raptors game, our group we had a big group. We couldn't sit right next to each other. There's maybe like 6 on one side, then 2 on the other. Me and Beatty sat next to each other.
Sure.
And I sat next to this Boston fan right next to me, and he was like, he could hear like full Canadian accent. He was talking about like, I'm all about it.
All about it.
Wait, why was
like all about, like what I'm talking about? Yeah,
about.
We're just going back and forth because he was a big Boston fan and I was a Lakers fan, and so the whole game we're just talking about basketball, Canada.
That's cool.
He was giving me like places to eat.
Hey.
And then he talks about like political stuff, and I was like, oh man. It was cool seeing that. It was cool seeing that, and he was like, all Americans aren't, not that bad,
Yeah.
So it was cool to get that from him.
Jason bridging Canada-American relations right there.
I know.
One sports fan at a time.
We are. So we were in the nosebleed, but they were in.
You say sorry a lot.
Good sorry.
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 I did say sorry. It's funny. Because at the conference, going back to the conference, they're like, "Oh, you guys must be Americans." The whole room turned, and I was like, "Unfortunately."
And they all turn at the same time, and you hear all the roads like.
We're not those Americans, I guess. Yeah.
Not all Americans are the same.
Yeah.
We're a melting pot.
Yeah. Outside of like the vintage shopping and everything, we did have to move to a different hotel because they were booked for another conference.
Shoot. Dang.
We were only there for like the first 3 days, and the last day we were at Le Germain Hotel.
Oh, Le Germain.
At Maple Leaf Square, right in front of Scotia Arena, where the Toronto Raptors play.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were like, damn, we were just here the other night.
Nice.
And now we're over like in front of the stadium, and it's funny because I was like, when I booked the hotel, I was like, this is a nice hotel. It was better than our conference hotel. And so when we got in, and we're like, okay, this is to a certain audience, like more older, like adult audience.
Yeah.
Because even with when we walked into our hotel room, the shower was like right in the middle of the room.
Wait, what?
It's a weird set.
Kinky.
It's a weird.
Wait, is the shower like just all glass?
It's all glass.
Oh.
So you walk in on the right. That's where the shower entrance is. Like,
okay.
So let's say I'm walking in, I already see like the other building across the way. You see you see the other building.
Oh.
Yeah.
Through the shower glass, you see the bed.
Oh wow.
Oh. Okay.
So the shower glass, it also has blinds on each side.
Okay.
And then this
like a honeymoon suite.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's every suite.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's a lot of weddings there.
It's more for like the adult setting, because at the first floor is you check in and bar. That's it.
Wow.
And maybe a spa somewhere down there, because they like, even in the hotel room you'd have this robe that's just hanging on there.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's at the
Le Germain Hotel.
Le Germain.
Wow. Yeah. I would go back there again. It was a pretty sick.
It was a good shower.
Good shower.
Yeah.
So
it's from the top, like
from the top, and the spray,
and then it sprays you in the face too.
Yeah.
Dang.
I would definitely go back.
All the nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
It's like a full power wash.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You just stand there. Yeah. It's like a car wash that goes through all the bristles.
It's a good experience.
I would automatically try a shower like that just to see how clean I get. Yeah, just Ooh.
To end the trip, we went to this museum. It's called the Prehistory Museum and Skull Store Oddity Shop.
Oh, skulls.
Sounds nice.
They had real skulls there.
Nice.
They had real skulls from.
I was thinking like skull candy.
Dude, we still make that? Is that still in business?
I don't know.
Right.
It's an interesting shop because it also had like taxidermy stuff.
Okay.
They had skulls, like a full
Oddity.
skeletal Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, wow.
glass case. It was literally
Like a real meerkat
and a warthog. Yeah, their full body, like
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
That's wild.
My coworker April, so she bought a
Ortiz?
Ortiz. Yeah. Shout out to April. She has a business where she does I don't know how to describe it, but she does precious moments, but not so precious.
Yeah.
More darker on the darker
Oh,
side.
okay.
It's like a Garbage Pail Kid kind of version of Precious Moments.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
But
cool.
Nice figurines.
she was the one that brought us to this museum, and so it was funny because there's a sign that says if you want to buy a Stegosaurus skeleton, like
Like a full size?
like full size skeleton, guess how much?
$5K?
I'm thinking like 20.
$4 to $6 million.
Oh, jeez. Like it's actual
Yes.
real bones?
Oh,
Yes.
I thought it was a replica.
Okay. I thought it was a replica.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
okay.
it's real bones, but for $4 to $6 million, I would assume that's real bones.
Well, it's got to be.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. They even had like
Because you could put that in a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, but
But they're private collectors.
I think they're
So
private.
they
collectors.
just have a full set of Stegosaurus skeletons, I guess.
Well, they had that in a Tyrannosaurus
Oh my
Rex.
God.
Yeah.
Dang.
But they
you
also
gotta get the T-Rex, yeah.
they also had this like a voodoo sanctuary, whatever too.
Oh, okay.
Shrunken
so they have like
heads?
shrunken,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say like shrunken heads.
and then they had shrunken heads.
Little Beetlejuice guy.
You got pictures of all these, right?
I have some of it. I have a picture of our guide with he has a unicorn horn.
Unicorn
Horn.
Yeah.
It was interesting, and all they took was like donations, so it's pretty sick. But back to April, she got a like taxidermy lizard.
Oh,
and it was
small.
like it was called like a Chinese punk lizard.
Nice.
Because so it was taxidermy lizard, and they put like this punk jacket and a mohawk on him, holding a can.
That's tight.
Because she has
Very
something
her
similar,
style.
huh?
I feel like that's very her style.
Oh yeah,
you know?
and that's why like we went there, and she has a like a little mouse one at home, like on a throne or something.
Like Stuart Little.
Yeah, like Stuart Little, and she got it for like $275.
Yeah.
And so when we saw it in the display case, it was like $225, right? And then I was like, April, get this. This is pretty sick. And she's like, I don't know, it's $225. And I was like, wait a minute. Canadian. And then she was like, wait, what's the conversion? I showed her the
70%.
conversion, and she was like, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So she hand carried that back home. And
nice.
she got it. So
Yeah, I think I remember when I went to Canada too. Like I always fretted about prices. Like, oh man, it's like expensive.
yeah.
But it's actually like 75% of what the listed price is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole time I had my calculator, I turned it into the conversion calculator, and I was like, "No, it's American price, like right here."
Yeah.
And every time, like those moments were like, "I'm buying it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
And you're on vacation.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just get it.
yeah." So it's a souvenir. You always remember that trip. But back to anniversary weekend, because I forgot this moment. I was heading into the panel, and I was in this elevator, and I just saw the group. They were taking the group picture, so I was like maybe 5 minutes late to be in that group picture. And so this kid wearing Traz, like Greek letters.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've seen him before. White kid with like a leopard, like Dennis Rodman leopard hair.
Oh, I've seen that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was funny because me and him get into the elevator. We're both going to the third floor. I'm a speaker, right? We've never met, but you know, I know he's in the fraternity, and I'm like, "Oh, is there some kind of event over here?" And he's like, "Yeah, my fraternity's having a conference this weekend." And I said, "Oh, cool. What fraternity?" And he goes, Alpha Psi Rho. I was like, nice. All right, well, I'll see you later. And then so I went to hang out at the bench because I was waiting for Geoff to show up, and we'll walk in together. I see him. We're walking in together, and it's overwhelming. Like the hallway was filled with bros before you get into the chambers. And so I was just saying, what's up? Because I didn't like want to say hi to every single person until like later. And so I went in. I see the dude. He was talking to all his friends, and his back was against me. And so I said what's up to everyone. And he turns around. I said, "Oh, this is the conference you're talking about?" And he was like, "I knew you were like a pro or something." And so it was cool.
That's good.
Yeah,
and
good. It was like perfect timing because we just jumped into the panel because they've had workshops that whole day.
Yeah. That's like the good version of, you're late to an interview.
Yeah.
And you run into the interviewer and then you come into the interview and it's them.
Yeah. Or the professor that's sitting with
the substitute that's in the
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to it. Snapple Facts.
All right, Snapple Fact of the day is Canada is the second largest country in the world, and it spans 6 time zones.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
That's crazy. I didn't know. Did you guys know that it was the second country?
Not the second. I didn't know that one, but I knew it was like 6 time zones. Yeah.
Who's the first? First is China?
Russia,
India.
So
or population is.
I don't know if it's like is this like largest in size or largest? Yeah.
Maybe
I'd say size, square footage.
Right? Yeah. I don't know.
Would that be Russia?
USSR.
Probably Russia. Yeah.
Russia.
USSR now hasn't been since 1990.
but the most people is.
So wait,
India,
the
though,
US does 6
Or
time
China?
zones as well?
No,
How does Canada do it? We don't.
because Canada extends a little bit more than.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
All right, way to go, Canada.
Okay. Anyways.
All right.
Were you talking about China a second ago?
China's the biggest in population, right?
Population
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per-
And then India.
per capita.
India. Yeah, it's like China and India. Yeah.
Yeah. Random fun. We like to play games on the show, such as this or that. Would you rather? Name your price, fact or fiction, and most likely to. This week we're playing What's Your Price?
Oh my gosh! All right.
You remember this game?
Yeah.
All right. Can you
I
read
think
this?
Brian's
one?
is $100 flat. What's your price? What's your price is a game where each player shares how much it would take to do a scenario. We'll go 5 rounds, taking turns answering the scenario. Let's play.
Yeah, I always play this like, what's the least amount?
What's your price? Loudly fart in your boss's office during a team meeting.
Well, $0 because I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss, so
it's priceless.
You can loudly fart as much as
I
you
can
want.
learn find as I want,
Okay.
And a team meeting is just me, so
Unless you're meeting with someone like a client, right?
when I see team meeting, it's like
Yeah.
people you work with. I work with myself, so I was just
How high in the boss rank are we talking?
Ooh.
Because then, different people are there for different.
So you're saying there's people you would fart and not fart in front
Yeah,
of?
there's people I would fart in front of.
Oh,
and there's
so
people that I would not fart in
Who
front
would,
of.
so who wouldn't you fart in front of? Your VP?
I would not. Okay, so if it was like a VP,
Are they going to listen to this?
I don't know.
I don't know. Probably not.
Do you care?
But I wouldn't fart in that meeting.
So you're saying for a price, there's no price that you'll fart? Come on.
At this moment, no.
Wow. Given the situation?
Given the attendance of that meeting is a little different, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you wouldn't at all. If I said I have $1 million for you to fart in that meeting,
Yeah.
what's your price range? This is what we're asking. What's your price? So you're saying there's no money in the world to fart?
I mean, people are gonna hear that fart eventually, right? So
Yeah. And you can say it's an accident.
yeah, I'll take $1 million.
$1 million price. Yeah.
But if it was my director's meeting, I think I'm closer to that group of folks, So that'd probably be like $20K.
Such a big difference.
That's so funny.
Still a lot.
Down payment for a new whip. You know what I mean? I don't even want to pay for the whole whip, just down payment.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You know what? I think I'd do the same.
20K?
20K is pretty
20K?
fair.
20K?
Yeah. I might ask for more. but if someone said, hey, I have 20K, you fart in your next meeting, 20K it is.
I feel like we gotta change the rules a bit. It's like I feel like we gotta do like the least amount. What is the least amount that you'll be able to do this? For,
that
right?
I'm considering that's the least amount.
Really? Okay.
Well, if they said 19K, I'll take 19K. Come on, really?
10K.
I'll do 10K.
Everyone's gonna forget
5K.
about that.
I'll do 5K.
Dang,
One
fart?
What was a
1K.
really stinky
1K?
fart, bro?
See, this is where we're getting to it. Like, what's the least amount? That's what I'm saying.
Look, there's like loud farts that don't
Yeah.
smell, but what if it's like a stinky one, dude, and everybody's just dying, dude?
I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is for 1K.
500.
I don't know about 500.
Would you?
800?
Maybe 4 digits is my minimum.
4 digits your minimum? Okay.
So like $1,000, like 1,001.
We have to specify USD. We have to specify USD.
Not Canadian, right?
Yeah, not Canadian. Yeah. Not the Canadian dollar.
So let me ask you, Brian.
Uh-huh.
So if it was in front of a client, then since you don't have a boss,
right,
in front of a client, what's your minimum?
I'm trying to think. Would it be a client that I have no prior relation with?
Let's
like
say this is a
like
big client.
Like let's say it's a
Netflix.
Biggest,
let's say it's Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, sure.
Yeah. CEO of
like
Netflix.
your biggest client.
CEO of Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a big.
We want you to take some BTS of the next K-drama.
Yeah.
For art, like art's behind the scenes.
Minimum.
Minimum. Probably like 20K.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, 20K.
Well,
Does it say loudly fart? Okay, loudly fart.
loud. It's a loud
fart.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many seconds?
How many seconds? Can you control that?
Wait, can you? How long are your fart? Like, it's not just a.
I mean, there's been a few that are surprising.
Surprise.
Where like you're farting, you're like, damn, this is a long fart, and then you're still farting.
What?
I have never had that.
You never had that?
I've never had a long one like that. What the fuck?
You know what's funny? Nadine's like, how do you do that?
It's like
This is an
sphincter
adult
control.
This is an adult podcast where we talk about farts.
Oh man. You know what? Let me change my minimum.
Okay.
$1,010.
$10?
$1,010.
Oh, 1,010.
Yeah. It says loudly fart, so I gotta buy new underwear after this one.
God. Okay.
Pay me $1,000 plus new underwear.
Yeah. Okay. You see, like your guys' jobs with that, but like if I'm doing it for like Netflix, like I don't want to potentially damage a longer lasting relationship.
Exactly.
It's got to be
$20,000.
No, it's got to be like at least $500K. I think.
Oh wow.
I would say $500K.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because you're not going to get the job.
Because I'm not gonna get the job after.
And any future jobs.
Unless I could play it off like mixing food. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or milk, am I right?
Yeah. Or just play it off like you just move the chair.
Or like, you know those videos?
Or you cough afterwards.
Yeah, like those. Yeah, I was going to say those videos where they're like,
Oh man, that'd be funny.
but you cough after you say you fart and you're like, brr.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it at the same time.
Oh, shit. I've seen those videos before.
Oh, man, that's
Oh my god!
All right,
All right.
Brian.
What's your price for taking a bite of deodorant?
I think this is a low one.
Yeah, that's pretty low, dude. Probably said like $100. $100. Take a bite, right? And then you spit it out.
Yeah.
You don't have to eat.
Right?
You didn't say
Yeah,
eat.
take a bite.
You just take a bite. Yeah.
$100, you know, make it more worth my while.
How about Seth Rogen's deodorant?
Like, is it used or new?
Used.
Oh, it's used.
Used.
Is that a different price?
Eh.
I'm assuming it would.
be 50
Depends
bucks.
on like,
$50
$50.
how many.
for a used one?
Because I'm just doing a
What
little
if they're
bite.
what if they're no, like you have to take like a
like
you bite the tip off of the
Well, because
deodorant.
that's how I get you. It's like if you say bite, I'm taking a.
You
I
take a little
didn't say a
nibble?
big. Yeah, a little nibble. A little
How about
bite.
you?
Imagine like a
Well, hey, no,
Oh,
no, that's different, man.
and there's
That's
like a lot of armpit hair on it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's
like you
still
look
some-
at it, there's little squiggly hairs on it.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's armpit hair or
Ugh. Ugh.
So what's your price then?
Yeah, $100.
$100?
used
Used. Wait, is this to chew?
and a big. No, not to chew.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a hairy dude too.
Like a heavy dude, yeah.
So
All right,
many
maybe
of us.
Like a
Maybe-
long cane palette.
Maybe
Oh,
1,000
Poly-
won. Just kidding.
1,000 won.
$1,000 $1,000 will do it.
So you do it less for $1 for 1,000 won.
I was kidding.
Remember the conversion rate was like
1,000 bucks.
1,400
Yeah.
won for like a $1.
100,000 100,000.
100,000?
One.
Yeah. I do it for $1,000 USD
Damn.
for a hairy armpit used
Hairy
deodorant.
armpit deodorant.
Yeah,
take a
sounds about
bite.
Right. Yeah, just take a bite. Yeah, because you
Just
don't
take
have
a
to.
bite and then you're,
Yeah. That's
a
what I'm.
bite.
That's what I'm
Okay.
gonna do.
and then spit the hairs out there.
I would do 500.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's a,
That's fine.
you know.
Trying to undercut.
Oh, Art wants to do it for 1,000?
What? Yeah, I'll do it for
999. All
Right.
right, Art.
All right. What's your price? Ouch. Sorry. Smash your pinky finger with a hammer.
Like you really have to demolish your pinky,
Not
or
demolish. That's a little insane.
I don't know.
Like, I mean,
Like you have it here, and you just go bonk.
have you ever hit your finger with a hammer before?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh, so you still get to keep your pinky?
Yeah.
I thought like horror movie,
like
horror
Saw?
movie, smash it.
like accident, but you know it's coming. That kind of feeling.
$1,000. Because I mean, I've hit my thumb and index finger on the hand before. You know.
And
as long as it's like that, but if it's like
anything more than that, it's a different price.
If it's like a torture type of thing where they're gonna hit your pinky off.
Oh no, that's different.
You know what I mean? That's a tickle finger.
Yeah. Wait, hold up. I've never tickled someone.
Okay, anyways. I mean, if it is the situation that Art described, where it's just like you accidentally hit it, but you know it's coming.
Yeah.
I'd do it for like $50.
Oh, 50, damn.
Yeah, man.
Because it's nothing where it'll be just like, oh, yeah. And then like, that's it.
Yeah, like how?
Can zoom in on that one.
No.
No. I'll go 300.
300.
Oh, that was like $3?
Nah.
Yeah,
I'll go 300.
All right. Quick pain. That's it.
Loudly heckle. So what's your price? Loudly heckle a family member during a theatrical performance.
So like they're in the theater,
they're
performing
on stage,
and you're just like
they're playing Annie. Yeah, loudly heckle. So you're saying something. Oh, so what would you say too then if you had that moment?
I have pretty good relations with all my family members.
Before
Shut up,
a price?
No. I was just thinking of mine.
Oh,
before a price, like you're trying to get paid. Who's the family member? No, okay, we'll leave the family member.
Because I kind of actually like went through this with a family member, but it wasn't like a theatrical performance.
Yeah.
But all right, so like we were at Disneyland, right, and then we were taking the like one of those ships that no one really rides. It's that one with, you go into the whale. You go into that whale. It's like a storybook.
Pinocchio's thing.
And they have all the miniature things.
Miniature.
The miniature.
Yeah.
Why did you like go into a
For
super...
1 million?
The miniature.
But yeah, like my
Filipino
sister, like they play the themes of all the, like the different things.
Sure.
And my sister was singing A Whole New World or whatever because we were heading up to the Aladdin one.
Yeah.
And she sang the wrong verse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we were on this boat full of like strangers and like our cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
And she sang the wrong verse, and I just go wrong.
I guess the family member here would be just like siblings then, because
Maybe whoever. Whoever.
Yeah.
It could be anyone.
I mean, if it's
So what price then for you, Art? Then?
Yeah.
That was a free one.
That was a free. I'll do it for free. As long as there's only a few people on the boat, I'd do it for free.
How was the reaction when you said that?
My cousins were cracking up, and I think some of the people that heard it
Yeah.
were cracking up too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so she sang the verse to A Whole New World,
But it was a wrong, like
words or
yeah.
completely wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like I don't know, something was wrong, but I was just like
wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So free.
So I did it for free. But it wasn't a theatrical. It was like a
Yeah.
No, of course, yeah.
Let's say they're doing a musical.
Like your sister is in a musical
Lion King.
on stage.
Let's say Lion King.
I don't know. No, it's Aladdin, and she still says the wrong verse. Would you still in that crowd?
And she's
say it
Jasmine.
wrong?
And she's Jasmine. She has the main
my
part in
gosh.
it.
Yeah.
Balboa Theater.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny.
So how much would it take for you
Yeah,
to
how
just
much?
yell out wrong at that moment?
How many digits are we talking about?
I'd probably say as much as it is that she would get paid for the show. You know?
Okay.
Because she could get demoted or like removed from the theatrical act.
Especially if you're singing it wrong.
Yeah, so you're singing it wrong, right? So then I'd be like, however much it would cover the salary.
You're like, hold on, this
I
is
would
your
do it.
50th
So
show?
it's free for me, but I'd give her
All right, I'll look up the
like how much it would be to be an actress
Yeah.
on that type of
a
thing.
theater actor.
Yeah.
So it's around $56K
Okay.
All right, so pay me $56K so I can pay for her.
Wait, is that annual?
per year. Yeah,
Per year?
That's
Or per
average, yeah.
season, though, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
Roughly
I'll take a price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Brian?
$2 million.
Damn, 2 million? You wouldn't do it for less if they said $1 million?
Well, no, because then I get $1 million and I'd give her $1 million, like my sister.
Got it.
I'm trying
So
to
it's
get.
your sister that you-
Yeah, that's yeah. It'd be my sister. Of
Oh,
course.
damn. I'll say my sister, too, because I know she'll listen to this.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know about 2 million, though.
56K.
Well, I mean, if she's singing it correctly, I think she would still have her job though.
Right.
If I heckled her like Nelson, like ha ha, I would do that out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wear tap shoes everywhere.
That's what it said.
Yeah, I know. Wear tap shoes everywhere you go for 1 year. So you're wearing tap dancing shoes, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
For 1 year?
Yeah. And first you gotta pay for my shoes.
Is it on your feet the whole time? Or is like anytime you gotta wear shoes or footwear, you have to wear tap shoes?
Yeah, so anytime you're wearing shoes.
Okay, it's just tap dancing shoes. Yeah. Man.
And you have to tap.
No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say
dude,
that.
That would suck.
Everywhere you go.
That would
like
suck.
I would walk like.
Can you imagine every place you go to the bank?
You're at church.
What is that? It sounded like a wet tap.
I know you're getting a facial at church.
Nope, never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
No, I appreciate the restraint you have. Right?
He's urging like.
Yeah, he's like gripping the chair.
The tap shoes everywhere. What if you have the tap for a full year?
That is not what it says.
Dude, imagine you try to get help. Excuse me. Try to get help at the grocery store.
That'd be pretty handy.
I don't know, 100K, dude. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. But I feel like it'd be a job at that point, you know?
Wait, is this with tapping though or without?
With tapping.
Oh, damn. That'd be funny though.
Right? Like it's a job.
Yeah.
100K.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I would say that then. If you're looking at that,
right?
I would say 120. I'll add.
I'm saying 10 million.
Damn, 10 million is up.
Because if I can only wear shoes, I'm not wearing tap dancing shoes at the gym or like when I have to do events and stuff.
Yeah.
My feet are gonna be dead. Like I value how my feet feel.
So you'd imagine like you're at like an event where it needs to be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, videographer's gonna hate me because I'm just being like.
So you're telling me you wouldn't do it for 9 million then?
No.
Do it for 9?
Minimum 10. Minimum 10.
Damn.
Because after wearing those Ultra Boosts, I value how my feet feel at the end of an event.
But what if they were Ultra Boosts, but they had taps on them?
That's not a tap dancing shoe, dude.
Okay. Can you imagine though?
Yeah. Tap dancing shoes are like really flat and all that, dude. Like they're not comfortable.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, before we get to Q&As, I have something for you guys.
Oh, shoot.
I brought it in here.
Is that an organ?
Yeah.
For the audio listeners.
Fresh off the helicopter.
I became a donor.
Jason has brought in a cooler.
To keep it fresh, you know. How did I open this?
Is it... Was it living? Was it living at one point?
It used to be. So...
Oh, shoot.
What's
some meat in there?
Yeah. For you guys, so...
Oh, it's a hat. Oh, cool.
So our new embroidered hat.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
So, I mean, I don't know if you wear hats, Brian, but you can give it to your dad or something.
Yeah, I could probably give it to you. Because I don't wear snapbacks. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
I wear fitteds.
Subscribe to the Art Mix Media Instagram. There's a giveaway. No, I'm just kidding.
That's so funny.
Oh, these are trucker hats.
So. Oh, sick, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I saw these on release. I was like, dang.
Yeah, so I saved you guys some.
Thank you.
You know what's crazy? So I had a box filled of hats, and I was actually going to hold it till the 14th.
Okay.
The black one sold out the first 24 hours.
I was looking at the colorways. I was like, yeah, the black one's probably going to be like easy go.
Yeah.
And so what I'm thinking is...
that green one was cool.
It was green.
It was like the totes, right?
Yeah.
So green. Oh, those...
no, not these. No, those are all samples. So if you see that up there, they're all samples.
No, but like for this one...
It was a
black,
green and yellow.
Green and yellow.
Gold yellow.
Gold yellow.
Like Oakland A's.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, I don't know if I'm going to make more of those. I'm just going to go on to the next. So it's going to be limited.
Yeah.
So
that's a good
maybe
move.
next year,
that's a good move.
we'll bring these colorways back for those that didn't pick it up.
I was gonna say you could do probably like pre-orders or something like that to see if there's enough to make a second run kind of thing. You know,
I want to keep it limited. So if you don't pick up, then nothing's sitting. So my biggest thing too, when I was doing the shirts, I just have so much inventory.
I see.
You know, like I don't have the
One-time
space to
runs,
do it
man.
anymore.
That brings scarcity. The resale market's going to be crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, so those are your
Thank you for supporting the pod.
Yeah. All right.
So for the future, we know that black neutral colors is.
I mean, it's pretty common. You can wear it with anything.
Yeah.
Everyone wears black, so you know. I wanted to.
Do you know how the stats for the other colors were?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but that's
Market
pretty
research,
common.
man. You gotta get on top of
Research,
that.
But you'll see more colorways out there, and like I said, they're gonna be limited. All right, Q&As. We read questions and answer them on here. This is from the community. I'll read the first one. This is from Ash Beatty from Ashley. What led you to Gracie? I would say so. We got Gracie from a shelter called Helen Woodward. It's like the most bougiest shelter.
What's so bougie about it?
Well, it's in a rich area, right?
Okay.
And so, even the shelter setting, like it was a nice setting. Like it wasn't crammed with. I mean, you still have all the dogs there, but it's different from like the Humane Society.
I see.
Even like the field where you got to take them out to kind of play and see how they do with others. Like it's basically a campus for all of this. And so when we went through all the dogs, and we saw dogs that were just barking their heads off all day long, like nonstop. Dogs that were kind of like shivering and just like all like in the corner, like all types of dogs. Then we went to Gracie, and she's just like laying down there, like, and we're like, we get up to the fence and we're kind of tapping it. She looks up, and then she gets up, and then like smells our fingers, gives us a lick, and then goes back to sleep and everything. And we're like, oh dang, I think I want her, like, because I'm thinking if we're not home, she's not going to be barking. If this is how her temperament is. Yeah. Little do we know is we can't leave her at home because she can't be by herself. But that's what we found out when we got her. But we brought her out. When she got out, she like ran like for miles, like around the grass and everything, to the point where she took a deuce on the turf. Shoot. And they're like, what does she look like with other dogs? And so they brought out another dog, and they're just both playing. She just like loves to play, loves to run. And then after she was playing, she just posted up right next to us. Oh, and we're like, damn, I think this is our dog. We took her home. It's funny because we didn't take her home that day. This was like during the holidays, and I was like really like, I want to take her home today. Yeah. But we would have to set up the house and everything. So I said, okay, we're gonna have to come back. But in my mind, I'm like, damn, but what if she's like taken already? A lot of folks that do pick up, dogs in the shelter, they go for the puppies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then what happens after? They return the puppy because it's too much work. That's usually the case. Yeah. And we got Gracie at, I think, 1 year old, maybe 2 years old.
Still puppy.
Yeah. But she was potty trained and all these things. And even the Helen Woodward, like the staff was like, "Oh, we'll give you a crate too. Like we have one, we'll find one." And I said, "Oh, we can't take it today." Came back, got her on January 1st. So she was the first dog that was adopted that day. Wow. Nice. So Gracie's been here since. It's so funny because she's just like a little kid, dude. Just eats, sleeps, lounges wherever she wants. She'll come in here sometimes and just hang out and just live her best life. Like me and Nadine are like, man, look at her living her best life. But it's cool to see that because like this whole time I'm like, there was this family that adopted her, and Gracie would jump the fence like twice, and Humane Society would pick her up, bring her back to the shelter. Her second time, the family was like, because the family left her out like in like a backyard where she's, I guess, I mean, to have her in the backyard and not the house, like she didn't like that, and she would hop the fence. Second time, the family was like, just keep her to the shelter. I see. And so we picked her up, and they said, how tall is your fence? I'm like, we're not going to leave her outside. And so they're like, all right, just want to warn you. She hasn't attempted to jump the fence or anything because she's like, I think she's
inside.
Yeah, she's inside, and she loves being here.
She's an inside dog.
Yeah. And so that's what led us to Gracie.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, this next one is from @12AFF4704.
From Rafi. Yeah.
I see it.
What's the last part?
Raf.
Is that numerics too?
Yeah, I don't think it's numerics.
Okay. That would be ALO.
Aloha.
Rafi.
Anyways,
Rafi.
Yeah, let us know what's the meaning behind your username, Rafi.
Yeah. All right. How many laps would you think you can do if a jogathon as you are now?
If you did a jogathon as you are now.
I took it verbatim.
Yeah. How many laps do you think you can do if you did a jogathon as you are now? 1 lap is a quarter mile. Quarter mile, 1 lap. I probably do
What's a 30-minute walk?
About a mile.
About a mile.
Is that what it is?
Is there a time limit, or like do you have to jog?
No, A jogathon isn't just like how long you can go for, honestly.
It's like how many laps, right?
Yeah, because like you just go around.
That's what I mean, like time limit?
No time limit.
It's not a marathon, right? Because there's a time limit for a marathon, I think.
I would say maybe like 8 to 10 miles. I mean, that's like a hike for me.
For jogging.
Oh, but you have to jog though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, jog.
If it's a walkathon, that's different.
I would say 3 miles then.
Yeah.
Dang, 3? I was about to say like maybe 2.
Okay.
I'm thinking more like 1.25 realistically, but
I mean, I could probably do 8.
8, damn.
Dang.
Well, because like twice a week I do like 4-mile jogs.
Okay.
On like the treadmill for cardio. So
yeah, I've always been an elliptical boy, so it's not really that real.
Yeah. It still counts. It still counts.
Like I've done like 5 miles on elliptical, 6 miles on elliptical.
Yeah. Like in an hour, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, so we're gonna have a Brewing jogathon if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've actually been donating to a lot of those. I have a lot of like younger, like
yeah.
Like dang.
Last one is from Islander AC. What up, Bo?
What's up?
Who got the best fast food French fries?
Alan coming in with a question.
Did we not? I feel like we answered this before, did we?
I don't think
so. Like we discussed it a little
I
bit?
check it off.
Oh, okay.
If we did, it was probably like one of the games, but this was like a Q&A. Yeah.
Okay. Best.
I wouldn't say McDonald's anymore. They're slacking.
I've always been a fan of the Jack in the Box curly fries.
Ooh, those are good.
That has always been.
It just has to be crispy.
Yeah.
I think that's the texture.
Is that Jack in the Box? Because I keep confusing Jack in the Box ones with like Wendy's, the curly fries.
Oh, mine's always been Jack in the Box.
I can't remember.
Wendy's got the fries with the skin on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The wedge cut fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the thick ones.
The KFC wedges are actually kind of nice too, though.
Are they? I like Kodak's wedges.
If you want a potato-y wedge.
Oh, like mushy?
But it's seasoned nice.
Mushy?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it crispy.
Trying to think.
Is Hodad's fast food? I would say so. I mean,
Hodad's is pretty fast food.
I'll go with them. We had some Hodad's recently, so.
I'm trying to think like what other fast foods are there.
Rallies.
Oh, Rallies fries. I love the
Where's
Rallies
Rallies
fries.
at?
Escondido.
Esco?
Yeah.
Man, that's the closest one.
Yeah.
You know what Target has Rallies fries in the frozen section?
Oh.
That's pretty good too.
Not the same.
Air fry it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I got to try that out then.
Yeah. Try it.
Okay.
Last call. Thank you. Shout outs. Anything you want to plug? Upcoming events and pod encounters from friends and family.
I just want to give a shout out to my sister and my mom for traveling with me for my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Thanks,
I don't even
Mom.
know how that.
Yeah.
And sis for helping me out with that traveling stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, shout outs to the bros at Alpha Psi Rho. Again, thank you all for getting me into this biz.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to leave. So, gave out all my shout outs when we talked about that a bit. Also want to shout out to the UCSD Emergency MedRes team. I did their photos last week.
Okay.
Nice.
Always a good time. I got to see, I've been doing it for like the past 4 years. So the class for that is now, that I started with, they're now seniors. So I probably won't see them next year. So it was kind of a time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Shout out to Krista. Krista is my boss's boss. She approached us during like an all staff meeting and asked us if we want to go to Canada. That was like, oh damn! I said yes right away.
Yeah,
you know. But it was cool to just hang out in that setting in Canada. To the YMC fam, everyone that showed up there, it was a good experience because it was a group that we don't typically hang around each other. So it was cool to get to know each other. Funny thing, I want to share this. We were at Customs and we're in line, me and Beatty, right? And this lady goes up to us, and this is our like bread and butter. When we go shopping, when we shop as a pair, we do this too. The lady will go, "Are you guys together?"
Yeah.
We look at her, not together. And she was like cracking up and everything. And I was like, I mean, I've known him for like 15 years, the longest relationship. Like we go into the spiel and we just died because we say this like Walmart is like the biggest thing because they'll always ask us, "Are we together?" We always have the same spiel, and we told that to the group. They're cracking up.
Yeah, always a classic.
Yeah. But shout out to Chris and the YMCA. Geoff already mentioned a lot of weight, a lot of planning. So I appreciate that for putting in the work in the fraternity. To Marvin and Maddox, so the morning of conference, I was with them at Reno Boulevard and OB. I'm looking into getting a electric bike. So
nice.
Yeah, so I can do more HOA police undercover.
There you go.
I'll work on my health.
They get you some LED lights to strap on the back.
Yeah, well, I think that's what I want to do. Like get that custom, and maybe I'm gonna throw it out there. And maybe do some bike rides with Justin Lipford, like more longer. Like this is like I'm trying to
work your way up to the
get out of the neighborhood. Basically, is what I'm trying to do. So that might open up some opportunities to better my health. So
cool.
And last but not least, Nadine, always a support, always my rock for things she does. Got us some show piles or whatever the sweet buns from Sun Mary Bakery this morning. So shout out to you.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you, Nadine.
Yes. Do us one last favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It does help us out. Road to 500. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm Brew Shakur.
This is Art.
And this is Brian.
Peace.